This podcast is brought to you by lineupmedia.fm.
Welcome, Soulardians, and this is Marcus Boston.
I'm Cecil W. Adams.
And we want to thank you for listening to another episode of the Soulardians. And you can find me at Marcus Boston 314.
You can find me at Cecil W. Adams on all platforms.
You can pick up your merch, Soulardian merch, from buyjack.com/the Soulardians.
You can also go down and support Colorado Bob Ship of Fools at 3457 MorganFord Rd.
We would like to thank you and ask you to like, share, comment, and have your friend listen to the Soulardians. And we would like you to enjoy the show.
Peace.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, everything in between. I am Marcus Onesimus Boston.
And I am Cecil W. Adams.
Together we are the Soulardians. Hello. It's the Rona Chronicles, Volume 3.
I did see where somebody's sniping off of our name.
Who did it? Who was it? Oh, why you didn't tell me that before now? I had no idea. I figured it was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
That's like when I told you about the guy that did the cognac.
Oh no, it's a podcast that we created for someone.
I noticed that too. I said, "Oh, look at that pattern. That looks familiar. Never seen that before." Huh.
Okay.
I remember when someone said that was stupid. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
Oh man, it's whatever, man. Good luck to them. Yeah, I hope they're doing it, and they seem like they're still putting their stuff out. That's good. I mean, I'm happy for them.
Yeah, the machine was there. No question about what the idea is. The execution.
But it's one of those things.
Learn about. I was like, look,
it's one of those things, man. To me, it's like trying to tell a kid, like, hey, trying to show you that, ways that you don't have to have these struggles. They don't care. They don't think we know what we're talking about. So, all right, cool. Do your thing. Cool. No hard feelings. Do your thing. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's like I've been through that, so you don't go through that. I'm just trying to save you some steps. Let me tell you. If I know me,
if you want my help, cool. I'll just keep my thoughts to myself.
I'll see you again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully not.
Well,
I mean, I have, and it was like, hey. So, I was thinking about this today. I was thinking about this while I was fucking doing demo life. Jesus fuck. Ugh, we'll get into that later. So, I've been thinking about. I listened to a book by a guy named Dan Crenshaw. If you're not familiar with Dan Crenshaw, he is Republican, but that has nothing to do with the book. He's Republican. He's a congressman or senator out of Texas. And
that's the guy with the eye patch.
Eye patch, yeah. He's the one that Pete Davidson got in a lot of trouble because he talks about in the book where he has a book. So I'm reading this Dan Crenshaw book, or I listened to this Dan Crenshaw book. It's called Fortitude. And it's basically about how to deal with people and have fortitude, how to deal with outrage culture, that type of thing. But going back to the Pete Davidson thing, Pete Davidson said he looks like a villain in a porno, which is hilarious. And Dan Crenshaw said, that's hilarious. I have an eye patch. I look like a villain in a porno. But what everybody else got upset about was because he did do like 3 tours in Iraq. He lost an eye over there. He's got whatever. He literally was a war hero. And Pete Davidson said, I guess he's a war hero or whatever, like the way he said it. Because, Dan Crenshaw was like, I don't care. Everybody, he's like, everybody else was outraged, but I just like, whatever. He's a comedian. Like he's, I don't take offense to that because I think it was more like that his joke bombed with saying I look like a villain in a porno, which it's hilarious. And people, my Navy, he's a former Navy SEAL. He's like, my Navy SEAL buddies make fun of me about it. They're like, filling in a porno. It's like, it's funny, but and then they let him, Dan Crenshaw came on, I don't know if it was next week or the week after, Veterans Day weekend. They, Saturday Night Live called him and had him come on, and he made fun of Pete Davidson. Like, his phone kept ringing, and it was Iggy Azalea that he used to date?
No, it was Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. Dan Crenshaw's phone kept ringing, and it was Ariana Grande's songs. I wonder why I keep meaning to Google why they split up, why her and Pete Davidson split up.
I think it came to, what I've understood it as from hearing from multiple points of view was that he was just a rebound guy after she broke up with Mac Miller.
And then Mac died, and then, I can see that.
Right. He was probably, he probably would have got back with Mac, but she went from high-end relationship, and she ended up picking up a B player or C level. Level.
But it's funny because he knew that, though. He was just like, he never said anything about Mac Miller. I've never heard him say anything about it, but he's like, I get to live in her house, and she has people clean and everything. He's like, I make some popcorn every once in a while, or take out the trash. He's like, and I get to. He's a funny guy. He's a weird looking guy, but he's funny looking.
He's funny. I've been following Pete, not that close, but I know he's like friends with Charlemagne and Schultz and stuff, so they mention him a lot. And he lost his dad at 9/11, and he's got to the point
did.
where
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he makes fun of it, and well, I'm like, ooh. Wow. I know that's your dad, you're a comedian, but it's like, okay, you really are leaning in, you really embracing your truth, and he has anxiety, depression issues that come along with. Most comedians are broken anyway. The Robin Williams and all that kind of stuff. So he sort of linked into it, and then him being with Ariana Grande just sort of made him really go into another level of now you went from living a reason. They knew you, but now you dating an A1 celebrity, now you're Beyonce's husband.
At the time, she was number one. She was number one in the world, wasn't she? Did she have a number one album or some shit like that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Ariana Grande is a thing. So now you go from, and that fucks with your mind, and and of course once it's over, you become content. You know what I'm saying? Right. He has a whole hive and all that kind of stuff. So he's definitely outgrown SNL though, and
he's got some comedy specials on Netflix now, and now he has a show, or is it a movie or a show on Hulu? He's got on there, and it's got the.
I think it's a movie.
It's a movie. Yeah, because it's got the one of the dads, not Charlie Sheen, but the other guy from what was the Charlie Sheen show that 2.5 Men? Isn't that what it was?
Yeah.
The other guy, not Charlie Sheen, but the other guy. Yeah. The actual dad, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a really good show, by the way. Anyway, going back to what Dan Crenshaw, in his book Fortitude, he talks about how, the outrage culture, instead of getting outraged about things and people always want to be outraged, you have to be a skeptic, but you have to be a level-headed skeptic, basically. Like when people say things, instead of just reading the headline, because that's all they want you to do is read that headline and click, because they want clickbait. That's what clickbait is. People read a headline and get outraged about it, And it got me thinking, because he didn't say anything about this, but I started thinking this whole PC culture thing, I think, comes from everybody in this younger age, not even younger age, even the people our age. I almost think it comes from working in corporate life. Seriously.
Not getting punched in the face.
Right. But it's also, for you and I, we hate the corporate thing. Like, we don't want to work in corporate. I don't want to have to act a certain way. But I think it's flowing over into regular life, and that's what's created this whole fucking thing, is people working in corporations.
A combination of eventually these parents that we used to talk about 10 years ago being helicopter kids, not letting their kids do stuff.
Helicopter parents,
Eventually those kids grow up and go into the world. So now we're dealing with that whole generation of parents raising their friends and not their kids. and protecting them from the world is created this generation or these group of people that now in the workforce with technology that amplifies the bad parenting.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting it now because now they're in the world.
I don't listen. I don't want to call it bad parenting. Let's call it overparenting. Overparenting, because I think they're trying to do the best for the kids as they know how. Because no parent does it right. Nobody does it right. Like I know I fuck things up. I try to be as cool as possible, but then like she'll do something because of the fact that I give her so much freedom. That I'm like, oh, whoa, shit, bad parent, my bad. Like, like, fuck that up. But the thing is, I don't let it. I'm not letting it stop me. I'm still have the same type of philosophy where it's like,
time to parent mode.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, but I think that you look at corporate life and people working in corporate, people are always blaming other people for stuff going wrong because they don't want to get in trouble because they're trying to get the promotion to be middle management or whatever, And then you have people that throw other people under the bus. You have people that set people up to do these things, or something happens in an office setting that they're walking down the hall and they like leaned over and said hello, but they leaned on their wall too hard of their cubicle and like they wouldn't complain. Like, oh my God, I felt like he was going to attack me. He leaned on the wall so hard, some shit like that, which will flow over because you're doing that all the time at your work life. Then it's going to obviously like seep into your regular life. Mm-hmm. And for me, I can't be a part of that corporate life because of the fact that like you're really offended. This is like you always say, this is the hill you're going to stand on. This is where you're going to. This is the one. This is it. This bullshit. And it's frustrating to me that it's like that. But I'm never going to engage one of those people.
Nope, can't have my energy. Can't. Nope, I won't let you do it. I saw you before you got here. Don't worry about it.
Right. And for me, it's I always. A lot of times if I have engaged in the past, it was like I didn't have the right words I want to say, and then I'll think of them after. I'm like, fuck, I should have said this. Mm-hmm. But anymore, it's just I'm not going to engage. I'm going to keep a level head. And when somebody says something outlandish, and just like, a logical skeptic is what he used. Logical skeptic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to.
And that's why he said that thing that I texted you the other day. Since when did what did I say? I texted you. When did passion?
Overvalue.
Override logic.
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, look at the world we live in now. Everything is being discussed from a term of passion, and we're seeing. What was the other part? Intelligence being pushed to the side because it's not sexy.
Right.
Yeah. Because most of the time, like, there's a difference between truth and facts.
Right.
Not the same thing.
I mean, if the world's got to a point where they're throwing out eyewitness testimony now, you're in court. They're like eyewitness testimony because that person can flip and frame anything to fit their narrative. Mm-hmm. To me, it's like if it's not on camera, it's so hard to prosecute anymore because of the fact of eyewitness testimony. You can say where the fuck you can lie on there and not even think you fucking lied, not even know you lied. You can lie on the fucking stand, and then who's to prove any different? You can't. It's just it's so frustrating, and I guess what the point I want to get across to everybody listening is that it's just make sure before you plant your flag in something, before you make your stand, make sure you be skeptical about it before you plant your flag.
Yeah.
I don't plant my flag in many things because like we talk about all the time, can't be absolute in thought. You just can't. Like you start thinking absolute about things, everybody's out there to poke a hole in it.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt when you fall, baby. There is no
Mhm.
perfect answer because people make answers and people are imperfect. There is no there's an imperfection because everything is made by people. Unless it's nature, then nature's perfect. Nature's working like it's supposed to.
Right.
It's,
Especially right now.
yeah, exactly. And so like people want to hitch their wagons to perfect, but what's perfection if it's man made? Because man is imperfect. So what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, like right now, when we're in real crisis, all this other bullshit that made up. I mean, I don't want to call them made up crises, but what people were considering a crisis 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
All the different verbiage that you're supposed to call each other and do all these things. It's just like, what's that shit really mean? Shit means nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you want me to refer to you as? If you ask me to call you she, I don't care if you're walking around and your dick's out and I can obviously tell you're a male. If you're like, could you please call me a she? Sure. I will refer to you as she and her.
Like,
You ask me to do that. Right. Ma'am? Right.
Yeah.
But when I'm required by law to do it, that's when I've got a problem because that's cutting into the freedom of speech.
Yeah, because I don't want to play this game now. Because now we're going down a slippery slope, and I don't want to slide.
Right. You know, when I heard, I'm terrible with names. When I heard he was on Rogan and he has his own podcast. I'll think of it in a minute. But when he said that because he does consulting, business consulting, and when he was talking to a CEO of a major company, he couldn't say which one it was because obviously legality. But he said, man, you have the CEO telling he's like, you have no idea. He's like, well, I got a pretty good idea. He's like, no, you have no idea. He's like, well, explain. He says, I'm being sued right now because I have an employee who identifies as a cat, right? And we don't have litter boxes in the bathroom. So I'm being sued by this person, the company is. He's still working. I think he said he. The cat is still working here, that's what he said. The cat is still working here while he's suing us for multi-millions and millions of dollars because we don't have fucking litter boxes in the bathroom. Now, what the fuck does that, like, seriously? Litter boxes in the bathrooms because you identify as a cat?
Freedom ain't free.
You're freedom to say whatever the fuck you want, but you're not freedom from consequences.
Right. I'm saying, like, that's the cost of doing business.
You know,
like,
in my head, like, the dark side of me is like, well, I don't employ animals. So what do you identify as now? But I don't want to put that, was to say that dark that dark magic out there.
But then, are human beings not animals?
I would say, yeah, I guess you got. Oh no, I don't employ cats.
Felines, yeah. Oh, then,
Felines.
Right.
I don't employ felines, man. Sorry.
Yeah. Then this argument. Then is that discrimination? I don't know. Like, that's the thing with who. And now we're back in court. You know, like.
Yeah, but but I think you have to prove precedent. When has there ever been a feline? When has there ever been an actual feline that was born a feline been able to sue somebody for discrimination?
Right.
So that's a fucking slippery slope we always talk about.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to slide because now I'm saying, well, you still got to take it to court to prove this never happened before. So we still back in court. Now we slide. Right. I don't want to slide. I don't want pussy slide. Left foot front, left foot slide. I don't want the Drake song. I don't want it.
Oh man.
I don't want that. I don't want to play.
Yeah. I also finally finished 4 Agreements. That was good.
Yeah,
was good.
Yep. Very good book. It's very one of those you can definitely. It helps to touch on it every couple of days because for me, I went through and highlighted my sections I want to get through fast, and be reminded because it's easy to forget, especially ain't number 4. But like one, I always think to be impeccable with your words. We're so easy to say we ain't or we. It's so easy to talk down on yourself, knowing the world gonna do it for you. But you gotta realize it's a combination. So when you talk crazy about somebody else, It's because you already done it to yourself. It's easy. So it just catches.
So does that make it projection then? Most time when people are talking bad about you, it's just they're projecting?
Yeah. Well, most of the time it's your confidence or your successes in their eyes that rub against their insecurities. You know what I'm saying? So it's mostly them seeing what they want that you have attained. They can't do it themselves. So the easiest thing, instead of me working on me to make myself better to reach those things, I'd rather shoot at you to bring you down on where I'm at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
That's dope. And you saw it. I saw it with Bob's.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be real mad.
Man,
COVID's over because I got a deal done on another place. I got to figure out the funding, but I got it done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's just so sad to see the energy spent on that kind of behavior. Like, to go through that much. Like, but I'm at the point in my life where I'm gonna ask men and women I meet, who hurt you? So I know where we're starting at.
Right.
All we getting down to is where you get hurt and what are you doing to plug in those holes. So
most of the time when somebody does something like that and you're just like, hey man, what's going on?
Yeah.
They're like, well, I didn't mean it. I was just mad at the time. What are you mad about? Because most of the time when people do shit like that, they don't mean it. It's like we just talking about, it's a projection. They're projecting how they feel about themselves. And whereas like you and I, we've had conversations before where we're both you've had to tell me, I've told you, like, hey man, shit happens. People say shit. We just keep doing what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, like we just keep on. Like that's their problem. We're not going to solve it for them. Maybe we solve it by just moving forward. Like we talk about all the time, always forward.
Yeah, well, it is what it's gonna be.
Right.
But I think it's like you got to be prepared for those rainy days. Like emotionally too. Like as good as your highest day is, remember on the back end, it's gonna be a day that you gonna remember. You gonna wish you had prepared for, at least that it's gonna happen. So the more time you balance, you enjoy the good days, but prepare for the bad days won't be so bad. Because when you think you don't have a rainy day, you out there motherfucking drop top on the motherfucking roof. Like, damn, yeah, it does rain some days.
Right.
Those flowers, you see those pretty colors and flowers, you know what they need? Water.
Well, yeah, it may be a rainy day for you, like a bad day, but it's somebody else's good day. So don't do anything to bring them down. No reason to.
Yeah.
For example, today, like my head, with what I was doing today, it was just like my headspace could have been like, fuck, man, this is fucking bullshit, blah, 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 I'm having to do this, blah, 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 whatever. But I was like, nah. Like I said earlier, who am I going to complain to? Me? Like, don't nobody care if you complain anyway.
No.
Don't nobody give a fuck about how you feel. At the end of the day, it's like, why put your head in a negative space? There's no reason.
Don't not feel it, but don't let it let it run its course. Like you get like a sickness, let it run its course.
Right.
Remember how you felt and try to you can to avoid coming back here, but don't like ignore it and think it's gonna go away. All you're doing is getting compounded.
Pushing it down. All you're doing is pushing it down.
It will make the explosion worse. Just get it out. Feel it, work through it, keep it moving. Keep it moving. And just find things worth knowing. So I think for me, the last couple, especially this week, I've been watching getting really heavy into the books I've had for the library for about 3 months.
Right. It happens.
Right.
Not to incriminate yourself.
I plan on giving it back, but they closed now. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll go ahead and this is some rainy showers on me. I get to keep it a little bit longer, and I can actually read it now.
Don't they have drop boxes for that though?
Yeah,
like the movies back.
Who said? Yeah, but who gonna say I turned it in? I want my credit. If I turn it in, I want you to count to my account. No point in turning it in, just sitting there till I open it.
Fair enough.
And so one book is like it's like the father of spin, Eddie Bernays, which is like the father of PR, public relations. He was the nephew of Sigmund Freud, the psychoanalyst from Austria.
Psychologist.
Yeah. So the book is really talking about his relationship as a human being and how failed of a father he was and the husband he was, and then his relationship with his uncle and his family and stuff. So for me, I'm looking like, oh, okay, so trying to somebody's gonna get hurt, someone's gonna be hurt. You're gonna be what's the saying? You're gonna be an enemy. You're gonna be a villain in somebody's story. It might be your daughters. It might be your wife. You're gonna be a villain in somebody's story if you're trying to do something worthwhile. Even if you ain't doing shit, you're gonna be a villain. So it's like, damn, is there a way to not be a villain to somebody? Not humanity, but you can choose the level of villain you can be. You can be Hitler, or you can be Pablo. I mean, Pablo did some shit, but like, I'd rather be a Pablo villain than a Hitler villain. Just,
right. And that's people a lot of times just don't. They get so stuck in what they're doing and stuck in like the rut of their life, and guys, all it literally takes is just taking a step towards it. Something, a little something, building, like Jocko Willink says literally all the time. I'm surprised he doesn't have it tattooed on himself. Is discipline is freedom. The little stuff you do each day builds discipline, and then all the other little things you do, we referred to it before as small steps add up to big results. Mm-hmm. And, if you're taking those small steps each day, building discipline and doing them, all the other shit starts getting easier.
Mm-hmm. Especially if we live in your life, not somebody else's life. I think a lot of people end up stepping into roles and then make life decisions that anchor those roles down. You anchor in the wrong port, you'll never be where you're supposed to be at. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people get stuck living like the corporate life and thinking they want to be a husband and 4 kids, and then you end up leaving your 4 kids and a wife for whoever it may be, because that's the life you really wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you get anchored in, people get anchored into lives that they aren't really supposed to be in. Now you're stuck and miserable and doing all the self-destructive behavior because you live in somebody else's life. It ain't your life.
Right.
Take care of your life to live your real life.
Right. And it's because people aren't honest with themselves. They think they're being honest, but it's like talk about the 4 agreements. It's the agreement you've made where your parents have made you think that you're supposed to go to college and then, go to high school, graduate, go to college, graduate, get a job, get married, have kids, and that's your life because you made that agreement with yourself that that's what you're supposed to do. To me, it's that's what I thought I was supposed to do. And now it's like, no, that's not what I want to do. I never, because I've been miserable. I see people around me all the time that married, absolutely fucking miserable. Both of them. Not just saying the guy, not just saying the girl. They're both miserable. They're doing things unbecoming to them because of the fact that they don't want to take that, just have that real conversation where it's like, I'm not happy. Yeah, this is not making me happy. They stay together for the kids, whatever.
I married her because my mom liked her. I like big booty bitches. This motherfucker, they got a piece of fat on her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what you think you're something to do when you really want somebody else. Now you living a whole lifestyle and a whole culture that you ain't want to be at. You want to wear Timberland. You got to wear some motherfucking Doc Martens.
Yeah, you're wearing them white New Balance now. Like, I never want to, someday look at my life and wearing a pair of white New Balance and being like, what the fuck happened to me? Rocking the dad shoes. Like, this is my life now. I give it to Chucks for the white New Balance because they're wider and they fit my feet better. Like, no. I never want to be a white New Balance fucking wearing person. It's just not, no. It's not me.
Velcro ones too.
Yeah. I mean, the triple E wide white New Balance. No. Mm-mm.
The extra thick sole,
Yeah. Right.
stability, and comfort.
Right.
The walker section of of the store.
I'm walking the mall each day because I don't want to walk outside because I get too cold, like, or it's too hot, or it's too springy. I don't want to be walking outside. I might get hit by a car. Like, no, dude, no, that's not me. That's not my life. That's not what I want.
I can't imagine having like a routine like that. Like I hate the routine of like I miss like the either with the illusion of freedom or having options. Like every day it's the same day almost. You know what I'm saying? If you don't figure out how to structure your day, or like I can't. Some people ask me, "Are you bored?" I said, "Bored? No, I'm not bored. Life is. I have nothing but curiosity about life. No, I have so much to learn. I ain't been bored in a long ass time. I get offended when people say I'm bored. You're bored because you're lazy intellectually. That's why you're bored.
Yeah.
There's so much in the world to learn. How dare you say such words?
Like I'm bored is like the that's worse than cussing at me, man. Somebody says they're bored, I'm just like,
Yeah.
there's too much shit out here to do, man. Like
Too much
stuff, and people that it's like their crutch or whatever, Like I almost feel like it's like the crutch of I'm offended. Well, walk away from the situation, go find some other people.
Right.
Like
somebody's like, yeah, I don't want to be here no more. Bye. Bye.
Like to me, it's like I if I get around negative people, negative situation, I'm not gonna be around it. I'm just gonna, all right, man, I'm out. I'm not gonna offend them. I'm just gonna be like, all right, guys, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Like, check you later, bros. And then I'll find people that I do want to be around. Even if it ends up just being me by myself, at least like I know it's a positive place.
Mm-hmm. I know. I can say, well, then okay, I can watch this documentary again. I can watch this movie, whatever. I can better. Right. I can expand my worldview information. Like I've been watching this show on Science Channel called Mysteries of the Abandoned.
Ooh.
And so what they do is they just go around the world and investigate abandoned sites. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this installation of military stuff in the Bay of Poland, or why is this prison in New Guinea, French Guyana no longer here? So like it just take you around the world and explain the different sites. And like first thing I learned was like World War II was real. Like that was really a world war. Like it was us against Thanos. It was really the Avengers against Thanos because he was close. He was very close to this being a whole different situation.
Didn't he? Wasn't he fighting on too many fronts? Isn't that what the problem was?
Yeah, greed got him. Greed, paranoia, just doing too much. Like if he'd have been patient and more. He was like at a level of arrogance of a level 11. If he was like a level like 8 or 9, he'd have won because he had the technology, he had the engineering. Like Germany was a hotbed for that kind of technology. Like our NASA program came from one of their sciences. They had rockets. They was working on fucking jet planes. They was working on stuff that we had no idea was going on. They was above. It was ahead of us in so many ways, technology wise. And if he'd just not went with the whole like kill the Jew thing and like play nice with Russia and just fair enough, cool. You take over other countries, maybe if he'd got England first and sort of fortify that, and then say I'm gonna pick on Russia, or at least play nice enough with Japan and Italy to help them out and sort of help them solidify the team. Like you can't do it by yourself. He had a decent team. He just didn't want to pass the ball and help out. Set a pick.
And most of like 90% of the people in Germany didn't want him to fucking do the shit that he was Austria and all this other shit. Like they didn't want that.
No, you treat people horrible. You think you can do it all. Like he was getting some easy victory because he was hitting on the slow kids. Like
right.
You got to get them on your side and help them buy in. But you was so locked into this purification as the idea you had, and you don't have the physical manpower to do it. Like you don't have the physical bodies, bro. It's not how genetics work. Sorry, I know, I get it. I see where we was going with this, but he was close. If we didn't get them next, like one episode was like in Norway there was like a hydroelectrical plant that was not meant to was meant to build electricity. You know, it's Norway. They got mountains and water and stuff. But one of the byproducts is a ingredient in making nuclear weapons. So once Hitler came through and took over Norway, he was like, okay, I need y'all to. He was working on making a nuke, and they had to actually go in like 2 different commando, like you know, like it was a good movie too. It actually was a movie with Kurt Russell was like young Kurt Russell was in it.
Oh wow!
And to where like they had to do like a commando unit had to go into this plant and actually plant bombs in the plant. So the plant is still there now, but not in its best sense. And part of it's a museum, but like they couldn't air bomb it because the actual part of the machine that made the it's called hard water. Was in the basement, so you couldn't bomb it enough. Where these tanks were under reinforced concrete because it was built to do what it was supposed to do. They didn't know at the time that we were making an ingredient for nukes. Oops,
jeez,
we were just making hydroelectricity. You know,
have you seen the thing where Joe Rogan talks about where Hitler was all hopped up on basically like cocaine and they were giving adrenaline and cocaine? Huh?
He physically was not he wasn't healthy physically at all, and that leaned into his mental. You know, your body gets fucked up, and you're already paranoid because that's stressful. Like I can imagine, I'm trying to win a world war. It's me against the world.
Right.
So I'm trying to kill Jews, hide bodies. I'm trying to do 2 wars. I'm not respecting them the terrain. You know, it's just a lot. But he was close, dog. He was. And another thing was fascinating. Was you know how these different fortifications was popping up in different random places once he took them over, and like the Japanese was really cruel in Pacific. I didn't know how bad. You know, we always talk about Hitler and that whole Europe thing, but like Japanese was really horrible to people. Like it was bad. And another story was like if we didn't drop the bomb on them, it'd have cost us lives. If to invade Japan would have cost us more lives than dropping the bombs.
Yep.
Because their culture ain't no surrender, baby. It's all or nothing. And we've been doing this since the last samurai, last shogun. This is part of us for thousands of years, baby. We ain't gonna do something. We still carry swords. Goddamn
it. It's crazy, man. And then down in Peru, there's actually towns there that all the motherfuckers speak is German. Yeah, people evacuated to South America, and, you know, down Peru, Chile, and all those.
Argentina.
Like, yeah. I mean, did you watch the new Al Pacino show that came on Amazon?
Yeah, I didn't. I've seen a few episodes. I didn't watch it in its entirety, but yeah,
the last episode, you're like, whoa. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But you know, I believe some of it. Like, you know, like there was a guy that was on. He had a show actually where him and a crew went down South America and like were looking out for where these Nazis disappeared to, and he walks into the town. They're all speaking German. They're all blonde hair, blue eyes. Like he's like, "The fuck is going on?"
Yeah. Cause they were saying like I was watching. Damn, boy, I swear all I do is watch History Channel. All I do, I live on it. I live.
Right.
Your thing is okay. I am so overran with historical information. I could more. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, they were saying like one of the last U-boats, you know, the submarines for the Germans ended up in Argentina after the war, and so it was an episode about Nazi gold. You know what I'm saying? Like. In that whole movie with like what's the museum in and all that kind of stuff, and they had like the actual historical stuff about, you know, the gold and what they found. And
is that the National Treasure?
No, that wasn't National Treasure. You think the museum man was with the
yeah, where they went and saved all the art or whatever.
Yeah. So I got to start watching that, and like they were saying, like maybe Hitler didn't die the way they thought he did, and ended up with his boo in Argentina because so many Nazis, with the help of the Vatican Church, ended up in Argentina. and was just living out there because like to think Dan Rather caught one of the guys in 1990 on camera in Argentina. Like it was the whole thing. So a lot of like you're saying, why y'all speaking German over here? Maybe Portuguese, but
why is this whole town of however many people, everybody's white, everybody's speaking German, like what's really going on here, bruh?
Yeah, exactly mundo. 1,000%. It's just fascinating. And it's like, it was a lot of little things that, we get the overview story, but so many different small battles that led to that defeat. But it was narrow. It wasn't no blowout. It was the game, baby.
Yeah.
It was the game.
It was, there was some things in there where it's like, like some of the stuff I've seen, it's just like, wow. Like these guys won. We've had some discoveries from the shit they did, but it's like, wow, they really like fucked these people up to figure this out. And like to think that these people aren't human because they're Jewish, like get the fuck out.
And if they had a little bit less ego and and ran the ball a little bit more and stretched that clock out, they had something for that ass. They was really close to making a difference.
Well,
we gotta respect the earth. You can't Russia different. Russia was what helped us win the war because Russia was making more sacrifices than we did on our side, and they had the worst. They had the worst terrain. They had the hard part of the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if Russia wasn't on the other side giving them hell and fought the way they fought, we didn't have much on this side because they had us beat by a long shot on the west side. It was that west side was toast. England was out of here. Churchill should be just a footnote. And would have been Prince Harry. That'd have been done.
Right.
Would have been Diana. It'd been a whole different world. That was out of here. Russia's the real hero.
Right. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so fascinating. And then it's just amazing how whole towns, and we forget. Man, we really, if we want to get something done in civilization, we can get it done. We focus, but it's gonna be a human cost to all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's always a human cost, and these different they was talking about like how it's in Nevada doing like the Rat Pack time and that kind of stuff. How they diverted some water engineering. Men often they can control nature. Now we can't. I don't know why we keep thinking we can create something, build this. Nature like, oh yeah, hold my rain. I got something for you, buddy. I've been here longer than you. You're on borrowed time. Wait till I start paying attention.
Right.
And anyway, they engineered like a canal off like the major river, and that canal ended up breaking off and turned into like this lake in the middle of a desert. It's like, oh, we have this fascinating piece of water. It's like, it's in a Rat Pack. It's like a lot of California people was going there like in the 60s, 50s. Around that time, it was like a hot spot to go. It was like this big freshwater lake because the water was coming off of the Colorado River. So it was fresh water. And so they started building a town around it. People coming in, great fishing, just Lake of the Ozarks, but way better.
Right. I mean, Lake of the Ozarks seems like it's pretty dope. I mean, if you're a douche. I mean, there's got to be some giant fucking houses on Lake of the Ozarks.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. So everyone's enjoying this little, oh, look at this accidental blessing. And so he started doing agriculture and blah, blah, blah. But we realized that this ain't supposed to be here. So now you have these agricultural farms around this lake, but where's the water going? It's not going nowhere. So now these towns and farmland you create around this artificial lake, all those pesticides, all those chemicals, pesticides that need to, most lakes have a runoff because they're natural made, so they have a natural irrigation. The water comes in, refreshes itself, whatever. You're not supposed to be here. So all those chemicals pollute the lake. All the fish die. Now, what used to be a blessing is now just nasty, dead water.
Jesus Christ.
I said, OMG. I said, this is fascinating. Look at this. I said, just like we thought we was doing something, trying to be cute and create something. Then
opportunity. We have this lake now. Look what we created. Neat.
Let's come on in, Pasadena and Palm Springs. It's not supposed to be here. Now look at your ass. It's just fascinating.
That's fucking hilarious, man.
If you know today, Free said he's gonna jump in a second.
All right, cool. Because I was getting ready to pause it because I needed a drink. I didn't bring it down with me. Oh.
Well, no, go ahead and pause it, and I'll get one too.
All right, cool. Pause.
This podcast was a presentation of LightUpMedia.fm.